All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Well, I got a burr under my saddle.
We talk, you listen.
Somebody that's going to take an innocent life is not mentally insane?
You know them.
Time to nut up or shut up.
You love to hate them.
It's the Denton and Sasquatch show.
You're a good team.
Can I bring my AR-15 next time?
Sure.
Yes.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
You can't handle the truth.
Hello, and welcome to the Denton and Sasquatch show. I am Sasquatch. He is Denton. Let's do this.
I am Denton. I don't know why we're talking this way, but we are.
Because I'm pissed off.
Oh, shoot. Well, this is going to be a fun show.
It could be.
All right, let's just jump right into it. What say?
You got kids in the room, you might want to ask them to leave.
Well, if that be the case, let's get everybody pissed off so we'll all be pissed off together. I don't know. I'm sure you've heard about this. Jessie Suck. What's his name?
I believe it's Smollett, but Suck It works.
Okay. Jessie Suck claimed that a couple of MAGA hat-wearing white boys kicked his ass in Chicago in sub-zero temperatures as he is walking back from
Subway.
a hoagie place. Subway, yeah. These people just happened to have some kind of toxic caustic, he first said bleach, and a rope. They were looking for him, and they beat him up, called him a faggot and a nigger, and then put a rope around his neck, and somehow he fought him off, and, well, you all heard about it. Turns out he's a liar. It's a hoax, and he was arrested. Now, Mr. President, now.
Let's get to the good stuff.
The good stuff is a bunch of people, including Camelot Harris, jumped in there right off the bat without having a clue if it was true and defended this guy and said, basically, you white people suck and all that kind of stuff, and this is just, this is horrible. This poor guy got beat up.
Well, you know what amazes me about this even more so, I think, is all these politicians, media people, actors, they all jumped on board, started wagging their fingers at white people because we're so bad, and then we find out he lied about the entire thing, and they all do the backpedaling that they have to do. Oh, well, it's sad that he lied, but we must remember that this kind of stuff should not. It's like, well, wait a second. This stuff didn't happen. And you want us to remember that this kind of stuff should not be tolerated? It did not happen.
Now let's go to Kamala Harris's first tweet when she found out about this so-called crime. She says, Jessie Suck. Well, actually, she said, what's his name? Smollett? Okay. Is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. Really? He is a racist. He says caustic things.
He's also a bigot.
Yes. He says all these things, and that's the kindest, most gentle human being Kamala Harris knows? Good gosh, she needs to get out and meet more people. Then she says, I'm praying for his quick recovery. From what? Self-inflicted scratches? They now know that he scratched himself. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. Yeah, lynching of the truth. No one should have to fear for their life because of sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate.
Oh, really? Okay,
That's what she said originally.
Okay, that line right there. Nobody should worry for their lives because of the color of their skin. Just keep that in the back of your mind, because I got something for a little bit later I want you to hear.
Okay, that'll be great. Now, this is her response after she is confronted with the truth she can't escape. Like most of you, I've seen the reports about Jessie Smollett, and I'm sad, frustrated, and disappointed. She's sad, frustrated, and disappointed. She's pissed off that it didn't actually happen so she could hold that over everybody's heads. When anyone makes a false claim to police, it not only diverts resources away from serious investigations, but it makes more difficult for other victims of crime to come forward. Captain Obvious speaks again. At the same time, we must speak the truth. like she knows it. Hate crimes are on the rise in America. No, they're not. Just last year, the FBI released statistics that revealed a 17% increase in the number of hate crimes in America. Okay, well, first off, maybe they're getting better at figuring this stuff out, number one. Number two, does that include Christians, white people, conservative people? Does it? We don't know. She's just lumping it all together. All she knows is, in her mind, she's telling us this because we're supposed to be thinking that is hate crimes by MAGA people, MAGA, against people of whatever color, whatever sexual perversion, whatever. Okay, part of the tragedy of this situation is that it distracts from the truth. Again, she knows the truth, and has been seized by some who would like to dismiss and downplay very real problems that we must address. No. It's not seized by some people. It is observed by everybody with a brain that this was a hoax and bullcrap and should not have been done to begin with. And her crap, she's just trying to spin this. She says, we should not allow that. Duh, again, Captain Obvious. I will always condemn racism and homophobia. So she will condemn some racism depending on who the race is of the victim, and she is for sexual perversion. We must always confront hate directly, and we must always seek justice if it's in our side. That is why I will keep fighting for that. Anywhere in that, did you say, gee, I jumped the gun, I assumed, and I was wrong. I'm sorry. She didn't say that, did she? That was a question for you.
Oh, no, she didn't. I'm just sitting here reading some stats that I have. Sorry.
Okay. That just irks me. They jump in there. They've got something to say. Again, what's that? Not Jesse Jackson, but Al Sharpton. He built a reputation off of being wrong years ago. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, when he had that girl in Washington that said she'd been raped by some white guys.
Yeah. He was wrong. And where's he at now? Everybody knows his name. He's even got a job on MSNBC.
Well, yeah, he got rewarded for lying.
Yeah. So to the left, being wrong means nothing. As a matter of fact, hell, if you got your name out there, we'll go and promote you.
Well, you know what? I is that all of her statement?
That was it.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to do something that might upset you a little bit, but Kamala Harris was correct.
I am upset. I just about choked on my water right then when you said that. I was not expecting that.
Well, okay, right here it says 17.1% of were victims of what the agency calls hate crimes, basically. But that's further down in the statistics I have. Let me go back up to the top here, where it starts. So her 17% statistic is correct, except she forgot to include the rest of it. White people constituted a greater number of victims of hate crimes versus Hispanics, and attacks against Muslims decreased in 2017, according to data released by the FBI Tuesday. I'm sorry, what did that say? White people constituted a greater number of victims of hate crimes versus Hispanics. So, crimes, first of all, there's no such thing as hate crimes, but hate crimes against white people have gone up.
I thought I was being hated on.
Yep.
I can feel it.
Over 7,000 hate crime incidents took place in 2017, with 4,000 of those taking place against individuals, even as crime across the United States continued to drop, according to the FBI's annual results of its Uniform Crime Reporting Program. A hate crime could be something as serious as a violent attack against an individual or an attack of vandalism against a piece of property, like robbery or arson. Based on the Bureau's analysis, an overwhelming amount of hate crimes were committed because of an individual's race or ethnicity, 59%, whereas sexual orientation was 15%, and gender identity bias was 1%.
Why would anybody want to beat up a homo or trans or gender confused? Why would you want to beat up somebody who is mentally ill?
Well, I mean, there's always somebody out there that's going to do it, but I mean, there's always somebody that's going to do something to anybody. That's just the nature
Absolutely.
of people.
Now, what was that we were talking about earlier? That guy that did you pull up that?
That
activist.
Yeah, but before I do, let me throw this out there also that was in the FBI report. Jews, on the other hand, were the largest target of all religious-based hate crimes at 58%, far greater than all other crimes combined. Now, Jews are mostly what?
White.
There you go.
Well, some of them are. The European Jews are white. I don't get into all that, but yeah, in America, the Jews are white.
Yep, for the most part, yes. This other thing, about the hoaxes is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, since Donald Trump took office, there have been a little over 250 racial hoaxes that have gone on. Let me see what I got here. I got a list of 20 of them. I'm sure you don't want me to I'll just read the headlines of these. Right. Anti-Muslim hate crime in Michigan turns out to be a hoax, 2016. Bisexual student fakes Trump-inspired hate crime. Gas station racism goes viral, then police debunk it. White men rob Muslim woman of her hijab and wallet, except it never happened. Church organist vandalizes his own church. Drunk white men attack Muslim woman in a story that also never happened. White guy sets his own car on fire, paints racial slurs on his own garage. Had to have been a liberal. Pranksters trick liberal journalists into spreading anti-Trump hoax. Student writes anti-Muslim graffiti on his own door. Israeli man behind anti-Semitic bomb threats in the U.S. Hoax at St. Olaf. Fake hate at the Air Force Academy goes viral. I mean, that's just a few of them, but that's like 20 of them right there that were all hoaxes and primarily against white people.
Now, we all know that people aren't very good into reading into detail or paying attention to the news after the news. I guarantee you right now there's people that think that, what's his name, Jessie Suck, his story is true. Now, if you remember back in the Obama days, white people were getting, what they call the knockout game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was it.
You didn't hear that on MSNBC or CNN or anything else. You had to dig into what we call alternative news to find out about that for the most part. But this was when Obama was in control, and what he said, what he jumped the gun, he was always blaming or chastising cops or whoever, and so his followers were beating people up that were not liberals or like them. Now, these hoaxes do nothing for civil rest. Now, they're pretty good for civil unrest. So this Jessie Suck could have started a bunch of crap that would have hurt a lot of people. The thing about it is, it would have hurt people that aren't going to vote Democrat. Actually, it could have hurt people that would have voted Democrat. Just because you're white doesn't mean that you're going to be conservative. So these hoaxes are dangerous. People can get hurt. And this guy shouldn't be just something of filing a false report or whatever. This should really be something more severe. I don't know what they could charge him with. I don't know what they're going to charge him with. I know they charged him, but it should be something really severe because he could cause people to get hurt.
Well, the FBI is looking into the whole, because this whole thing started with a letter that he sent himself that threatened himself. Since he used the mail to do that, and I think he sent it across state lines, he may have some federal stuff coming down. But
the postal cop's going to get him.
Yeah, but he I mean, it's a conspiracy for one. So, he started a conspiracy. But I lost my train of thought there. But what I was going to say is, somebody made a comment today that I wish I would have thought of myself. But now think about this. This guy makes this claim. The Chicago Police Department goes out looking for two white guys in MAGA hats because that's who he said did it. And as they're scouring the city, they just happen to come across two 20-something-year-old guys who are out, kicking over trash cans, whatever. Both of them, have sort of shady past, maybe got in trouble for selling some weed or something like that. Well, they picked these two guys up because they look kind of like the guys he described. They don't have any money. They're poor guys. They're young, idiot 20-year-olds. They can't get a good lawyer, so they have, the state gives them a lawyer who does nothing for them. And these guys get convicted of the crime that Jessie Smollett said happened to him. And they go to prison for 20 years. Now, do you think Jessie Smollett would have came forward and said, you know what, I can't let this happen. These guys didn't do it. I made up the whole thing.
Of course not. He has made racist Twitter posts. He wouldn't have cared. He wouldn't have retracted anything. He would not have made himself look bad and stupid just to save a couple of white guys.
Of course, he would have sat there smiling and taking in all the new movie and TV deals and just living his life happy while two guys went to prison for something they didn't do.
Well, look here. I don't want to belabor this because I know you've got something on your chest, and I don't want you to explode and, do something crazy. Sasquatches have a tendency to, throw rocks and turn over cars. So I think we've driven this home. Lies are bad. Lies can hurt people. Don't lie. Especially you, Suck It.
If you take anything away from tonight's show, it's don't lie.
Yes. Now, what is about to make the Sasquatch lose his hair?
What'd you say that Squatches do, that we turn over cars?
Yes. Oh, by the way, for those of you who want to tell us how badly we suck, you can contact us through our email, which is... I don't remember.
Oh, I thought for once you were actually going to get it. DentonandSassShow@gmail.com.
DentonandSassShow@gmail.com. I'll try to remember that for the weekend. You can also go to prepperformance.net. That's where you can usually find us hanging out and spreading our opinions about everything from how to can food. Well, I don't say anything about that, but guns and how to forage, preparation stuff. Prepperformance.net. Now, blast away, Sasquatch.
And we're not talking about Preparation H either.
No, not at all. Although by the time this butt-hurt Sasquatch gets through blathering at us because he's mad, we may all need it.
That's very true. Well, it's been 2 days, so I'm glad that it's been 2 days and I've had time to cool down. But just talking about this again is probably going to get me fired up, and I might put a hole through the wall.
Don't do that.
I really don't even know where to start with this because it's such a convoluted sort of story, but basically first and foremost, there's a bunch of people in this country that want government-run healthcare, correct?
Yes. They're called Democrats.
Okay, well, that is the worst idea ever. And the reason it's the worst idea ever is because you should never put the government in charge of anything. They are incompetent, they are stupid, they are lazy. Now, if you're a government worker and you're hearing me say this, maybe you're not. Maybe you're the greatest worker in the world. But for the most part, government workers are idiots, and the government is idiots.
No argument from me.
No, I ended up having to deal with 3 different government agencies in one day, and I almost lost my shit.
So you are going to cuss on this show, okay?
Probably. So I don't know where to start, like I said, because it's just there's so much to it. Okay,
Well, look here, take your time. You're on the couch. Okay, we're going to throw away the clock. Whatever it takes to help you work through this.
I can already feel my blood pressure going up. No, I have to get a passport for a trip I'm taking in March.
By the way,
yes,
we're going to have a little bit of a lag in our podcasting here, folks, because Sasquatch is deeply in love, and so everything else gets pushed to the side because he's got a chemical imbalance, and he's taken, to be honest, a very gorgeous girl that is his girlfriend now on a cruise.
Are you going to air our dirty laundry, or do you want me to talk?
No, I'm just saying we're going to miss maybe a podcast or two. Let everybody know we haven't just disappeared or been disappeared.
Exactly. Well,
so I know that in March.
I may never make it back into the country.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I got to get a passport for a trip I'm taking to go out of the country. So what do you do when you got to get a passport? I had a passport, but I let mine lapse, so I had to renew my passport. So you either go to the passport office or you can go to the post office. Well, I don't want to travel to L.A., so I decided to go to the post office. I went online to us.gov/passport or whatever the website is, read everything I needed, got everything together, printed out the forms I needed, which was 6 pages long, filled them all out, Went down to the I took a half day off of work because they close at 3:00, but went down to the post office, handed them my stuff, and said, "Give me a passport." And the lady said, "Oh, no. I said, "Oh, no, what?" "Oh, well, you printed this on both sides. It has to be blank on the other side." And I said, "The website said absolutely nothing about that. It just said press print and then fill these out." "Oh, well, you can't do it this way." Holy crap. Okay, fine. I leave. I go back and I print it out blank on one side of each page. So now I have I was going to say I have 12 pages, but 6. So I do it the way that she said it needs to be done. I come back, and they take all my information, and she says, I need your driver's license. And I say, well, my driver's license is expired. See, my birthday was the end of January, and my license expired. So, yeah, I have to go back a little bit here. So I got one of the notices in the mail that says, "Hey, congratulations, you can renew your license online." And I said, that sounds great. Way easier than going to our stupid DMV. So I jump online, I fill everything out, I give them my credit card number, and boom, bam. Okay, you should have your license within 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, great, thank you. Well, that was in November. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, okay, like I said, my birthday was the end of January, so I filled it out in November knowing that my birthday was coming up. They took the money out of my account on December 7th. I still never got it. So I'm waiting around. So this lady tells me this, and that I need a driver's license, and I say, no, it says on the website that you will take my passport, valid or expired, as identification. Oh, no, we can't do that. It has to be a driver's license. No, you don't understand what I'm saying. It says on the website that an expired passport is good for identification. Oh, no, I can't do. Are you kidding me? So I call the DMV. And the lady tells me, "Oh, well, yeah, a lot of people are not getting their driver's license. We're having a problem with this. So we've started our own new what's the word I'm looking for? Section of the DMV that's handling this. So I will give them all of your information, and you can expect to hear back from them in 4 weeks." Well, 4 weeks go by. I hear nothing. So I call back again. Talk to the lady again. I say, "Look, I'm trying to get a passport, and I can't do it without my driver's license. When in the F is my driver's license coming?" "Oh, well, it shows here that it's been processed. You mean you haven't gotten it yet?" "No, I haven't gotten my driver's license yet." "Well, give it 4 weeks, and if it hasn't got to you, call us back then, and we'll try to figure it out."
So how does this make you feel?
I seriously, I was ready to get a baseball bat and go down to the DMV and just start crushing skulls.
Okay, for anybody who's listening that works for, say, the Homeland Security, whatever, he doesn't really mean that.
No, I didn't say I did it. I didn't say I was going to do it. I said I felt like doing it.
Okay, we're back to psychiatrist.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you felt that way. All right, good.
Okay, so I decide, okay, I'm not going to get my license in time to do this, so I need to call the passport office and find out what else I can do to get this situation remedied. So I go online, and there's the federal passport office, whatever, in LA. I do not want to go to LA. I hate LA. It's an hour away from me, and it's just hell going there. So I see that they have another office in Irvine, which is closer to me. So I call the Irvine office, and I get a recording that says, "This number is no longer taking phone calls, and our mailbox is full. Sorry." Well, what is the point of there being a number if you're no longer taking phone calls? So then it says, "Would you like the number of somebody you can talk to?" Well, yes, I would like the number of, so they give me the number on a recording. So I call the number, and this is what I get. "Hello?" Not, "Hi, this is the passport office. My name is Joe Schmo," or, U.S. Customs passport office. Not, just some guy picks up the phone and says, "Hello." And I said, "Hello? Who's this?" "This is Pete." And this guy is, I'm guessing, Cambodian. He has a really thick Asian accent. This is Pete. Well, hi, Pete. I'm calling about a passport. Am I talking to the right? Oh, yeah, I do that. I do lots of stuff around here. Okay. Well, do you think you can help me with my problem? I think I can. Now, let's stop the conversation right there for a second.
So I can laugh?
Well, if it's your job to handle passports and somebody calls and says, I'm having a problem with my passport, can you help me? You don't say, I think I can. You say, yes, of course I can help you. That's what my job is.
Now, he was being honest. Give him a break.
Yeah. So I explained my entire situation about going to the post office and my license not being done right, and they screwed it up, and it's not my fault because they didn't send it to me, and I have to wait an extra 8 weeks now, and all this stuff. And he, oh, yeah, I can't help you with that.
Well, again, he's being honest. That's
yes.
Very good. He didn't waste your time.
I guess I appreciate his honesty. So I call the LA office thinking I'm going to have to go there. I get an answer, another automated machine that says, we are experiencing a high volume of calls. If you would like us to call you back at this number, please press 1. Oh, but of course, first it was, if you would like this message in Spanish, please press 2. So I pressed.
You didn't press 2.
No, I pressed 1 for them to call me back. They never called me back. So I decide that what I'm going to do is...
Wait, hold on. I have to ask you this.
Yes.
So how'd that make you feel?
Like strangling Denton.
Look, don't strangle me. I'm just trying to do the strength thing here.
So I decide that I'm going to have to fix this myself. Nobody out there is going to fix it. And I'm going to have to suck it up and go to the DMV and get a paper license, which I can only hope will be enough of identification for them to give me what I need for my passport.
But you know it won't be.
Probably not. So, knowing that the DMV is in California is in such a shambles and such a piece of crap agency that doesn't know what they're doing, I go online to make an appointment. I don't know if you have to do that in Alabama or anybody else, but
yeah, you can make an appointment.
Yeah, well, you make an appointment because if you go down there, you have to stand in line for at least 6 to 8 hours before you get up to the window.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're not that bad.
It may not be that bad in like rural parts of California, but in the bigger cities, it is that bad. So I go online to make my appointment. The first available appointment is April 25th.
That's well past March.
Oh, yes, that is well past March.
So what does Hot Nursey feel about this? See, I am a very good psychiatrist. I can handle you and Hot Nursey at the same time.
Well, she thinks it sucks, but at the same time, she's also texting me, hey, have you gotten that thing taken care of yet? Hey, have you gotten that thing taken care of yet? Hey, have you gotten that thing taken care of yet? And my reply is, I'm going to handle it, babe. That's all I text back.
So the DMV guy that you talked to on the phone is more honest than you are because you don't know that you can handle this.
No, he was the passport guy. That was Pete.
The passport, yeah. Pete, the passport guy, yeah.
Yeah, I talked to some lady at the DMV, and she was clueless. But, yeah, so basically now I have to take another... This will be my third day I'm going to have to take off of work, and I'm going to have to go stand in line at the DMV for 6 to 8 hours, and then ask them for a piece of paper that is a temporary license, and then hope that that is enough identification for them to process my passport. All of this...
You know you're not going to take a trip, right?
All of this needs to be done before the middle of March.
Okay, everybody, I said that we were going to have a problem making podcasts because Sasquatch is going to take a trip. Never mind that. I think we're going to be on time.
Yeah. Oh, no, and then the cherry on top of this entire thing about the government being incompetent and stupid is, let me think when it was. It was about probably November. Yeah, it was in November. I got jury duty. So they send me this little card, and it says, you were to call this number at this time to see if you need to come in. For a week straight, you have to do this. So every day, and then if they did say, yes, we need you, I would have to jump in my Batmobile and rush down to the courthouse and be there within an hour to be on jury duty. Well, I did this all week, and they give me a little confirmation number, and at the end of the week, it says, okay, you have fulfilled your duty for jury duty. You don't have to do this anymore. Have a nice day. Okay, fine with me. And the little card says, hold on to this card for, a month to prove that you've done. Okay, so I hold on to the card for a month. Well, yesterday, what do I get in the mail? A jury summons.
Did you send them a photocopy of your little card?
No, because I threw it away.
Oh.
Because they said the card says keep it for a month. Well, this was November. What are we in now? February? So that's 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But again, another government agency that is clueless. I did my jury duty, and I believe you're only supposed to have to do it once a year, correct? Something like that?
For us, I haven't been called for jury duty for 8 or 10 years.
Well, that's great, but I believe here in California, you're only obligated to do it once a year.
Wow. Okay. No, you guys have a different way of doing things.
But they are so.
For example, we don't do that. If you get a summons for jury duty, you show up. I mean, that means there's a court case. You're going to be there.
Yeah, but I find it highly unlikely that you would get done with your jury duty and then a week later you get called for jury duty again.
No. That's a. No, how many times do you get called for a piss test? A random piss test?
Yeah.
Are you drinking soda, or is there a little bit of a stiffener in there?
It's just soda, but it should be a beer. Yeah, well, so this right here, even jury duty, is another fact that government is just incompetent. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing constantly. And, I'm pretty angry about it. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
So how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like a 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
I knew that would throw you off.
Yeah, I really should go get a degree in psychiatry, I think. I don't know what to say to that.
No, right. It makes me feel pissed off. Not only because I've gotten the runaround for like a week straight trying to deal with all this crap. Well, more than a week, but because the government is just so incompetent, and I live in California where everything is the most expensive. Gas is the most expensive. Food is the most expensive. Housing is the most expensive. They're constantly taxing us. Right now they're talking about a tax on soda again. They want to tax soda.
Yeah, because it's making you all fat. I mean, I see come to vacation in California commercials. I see those, and they're all trim and lean and athletic.
Uh-huh.
You can't stay that way if you drink sodas. California has to keep people in California shape. And if you won't do it yourself, they're going to tax you into submission.
Well,
it's for the good of you all.
They're definitely doing that because this is a nanny state, but it's none of their business how much soda I drink. And they have a surplus of tax money, and they can't do the basic stuff. The roads are falling apart. The DMV is unlivable. We have homeless people crapping on the streets. They can't do the basic services. But what they can do is they can resist Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think California's part of the lawsuit against Trump's national emergency for the border.
They're part of every lawsuit against Trump. It doesn't matter what it is. They want to be part of it because it's their virtue signaling. Oh, look at us. We're resisting Trump. Stop resisting Trump. Do your effing job, which is to make California better.
Not gonna happen.
No, I know it's not going to happen.
They're the party of resistance. You're a part of the state of resistance. And I was saying that Gavin Newsom calls his bullet train to Neverland.
Yes.
Yeah, he said, well, we're not going to be able to afford going all the way from Los Angeles to San Francisco, so we're going to shorten it. I don't know where he said he's going to shorten it to. He didn't say they were going to cancel it. He's saying now it's not going to go so far. Well, in other words, there's still companies out there who are making a fortune off this boondoggle, Okay, so they have to continue making that fortune. And Trump says, give me my money back, bitch.
And they should have to give the money back because they sold this whole project to the people on lies, just nothing but lies. But since you brought it up, a quick little anecdote about that. The state of California, where they get these people from that was going to do the high-speed rail, and it was supposed to go from San Francisco to San Diego, and it was only going to take 2 hours because it was going to go 350,000 miles an hour and all this. Well, none of that ever happened. But you know what they did? They laid a couple miles of track, and this is what they're going to keep right now from like Modesto to Madero, which is out in the middle of nowhere in California. It's like cow country. Mm-hmm. But what they did was when they planned out the route for the bullet train, they used Google Maps.
Well, that gives them a one-dimensional, two-dimensional view of it.
Well,
they couldn't see the hills or anything.
Exactly, they couldn't see the hills. They couldn't see the farmland they were going to have to confiscate. They could not see anything. They just got on Google Maps and went, "Hey, look, we could do it this way."
Can you imagine the bullet train going 50 bazillion miles an hour? It hits the top of a hill. Zoom!
And that was part of the problem. They came up to two mountain ranges that have never been dug through before, and they had no clue how they were going to do it.
The government.
Or they had no clue how they were going to do it, or if it could even be done, but they were going to build the train.
Here's the thing that irritates me about this whole thing. Okay, the government, the federal government, general welfare. Okay, general welfare. So California gets grants from the federal government to build a bullet train or whatever, or any state gets grant. Is this helping the general welfare of the country? No. Okay, so bazillions of dollars is thrown to California for something that does not help the rest of the country. California screws it up. Trump says, give it back. And Newsom says, no, it's our money. Wait a minute. Okay, so
you know what? That is a great point. So everybody out there listening, no matter what state you are in, as long as it's in the United States, you are helping paying for this stupid bullet train that is going to go nowhere.
Now, don't think you're going to pick up the phone or send an email to Newsom or Feinstein or Pelosi. Look here, I have tried to voice my opinion because I think I should. I think everybody should be able to voice their opinions to all these senators, representatives, because they affect all of us. It's not like it's supposed to be. Okay, they affect everybody in this country, but they will not accept your emails or your telephone calls unless you can vote for them. Mm-hmm. So they can screw up your life, but you can't tell them to
take a flying leap.
Yes, thank you. I was struggling there, trying to keep it family friendly.
Pound sand.
Yes. So, there you go. That's the state of the union we're in now.
Well, and not to mention,
it sounds like you are up to your eyeballs in it.
And not to mention, I mean, you could write Trump a letter too and say, "Hey, take that money back." But Obama gave him that money because Obama was in office when this whole thing started. This project has been going on for 15 years now, I believe, and they have about a mile and a half of track laid, and they've wasted millions of dollars.
So there you go, the government in action. And so some people want them to be in control of our health care.
Well, health care and a lot of other things. They think, oh, the government, they can take care of everything for me. Wrong.
Well, how long have we been talking now?
38 minutes.
38 minutes. Look here, usually patients have 30 minutes on the couch and they're booted out. You've had extra 8 minutes. I'm not going to charge you extra.
I appreciate
Sound like
that.
You really needed this.
I did.
Well, I hope we all helped you feel better. Everybody understand that whatever happens in California and New York, it spreads like a disease. So build that wall. And now I'm talking about build walls around your individual states that have some common sense left because they're trying to invade everywhere. So with that happy note, remember, it is obvious that we are doomed. So, Sass, what are you going to do?
Immediately following this, I'm drinking up.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you Sunday.